Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, just doing a little bit of a late night update over here, talking about a few different things, because we have some pretty cool Xbox long-term updates that actually have just gotten kind of relaxed slash updated, which will be really good for the long-term of gaming. That very peculiar white Xbox saga that I think a lot of you guys may have seen about, because a lot of the internet was up in arms with that one. Some more Cyberpunk news, because I can't wait to watch even more of that Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I know a few guys up on my Twitch chat have actually asked. I did go watch another 2 episodes. I'm on episode like 4 or so right now. And so far, if you guys have not watched it, maybe for this weekend, let me go check out some of those episodes if you guys don't mind like the anime more type style. It was actually all around so far pretty good. Been liking that. We'll talk about that. We talk about the brand new Team Ninja games, some Modern Warfare 2 stuff, and as well as some other little various things all floating around. It's been a little bit of a quieter and chiller news week as of now. So let's go and kind of dive on into it. As well, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. The Amazon links down below. All the sign up links for that one, the Twitter and Twitch stream, and everything else too as well down below. And let's dive into the video. So first and foremost, I kind of want to talk about some pretty cool Xbox news that's been floating around. So Microsoft is actually easing into the DRM restrictions, thankfully, on a lot of different types of Xbox games. So basically, most of the Xbox games released in the past decade are at less of a risk now of becoming unplayable in the future. That's thanks to the change Microsoft has quietly made on how its current consoles handle basically the user's rights to their games. Why it matters. It's a win for video game preservationists, so basically anyone who wants to play a game now from 30 years from now, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, or even 5 years from now, it's kind of a nice thing to see. So basically they're just making some pretty big changes on the DRM. As you guys know, DRM is just relating towards like having the systems online, like just like the basically system checks, for lack of better terms, to make sure you could use your consoles. So basically they're saying, why does it matter? It's a win for anyone who wants to keep their games for a long time, and as well anyone who's just going to be wanting to play the games for very, very far in the future without any statuses you have to worry about for remote servers or clouds or anything else with that. So basically, Microsoft is basically backing off an approach to digital rights management, or DRM, for now select games. So basically, the change removes the requirement for the disc version of most Xbox One games to check for an internet connection before running on the newer Xbox Series X consoles. So it also kind of makes it better so you can just play games, let's say your internet's out. Let's say you're in the middle of nowhere, maybe you get a cabin, or maybe in the future, let's say 10 years from now, the Xbox servers maybe just unfortunately go down because they're on the Xbox 4 generations from now type of things. So in a majority of the cases, the disc will simply just install into the system and run the game. So kind of think like old school PC games, or even old school like N64 games, or old school GameCube games, PS1 games, where you just plug it into the console, you have the disc, it reads the disc files, and then you just go play it. Makes it a lot easier. So it kind of makes it easier for anyone who, maybe just doesn't really want to be too console loyal. We've had a lot of issues with like Nintendo recently too, where they're shutting down old 3DS servers and a lot of that type of stuff. So yeah, and also Microsoft made the change in its 2022 update as well on the Xbox mid-year, according to Mari. Fans who have been passionate about this Microsoft DRM policy first noticed it this month and are now actually largely cheering on the change, which I'm kind of with a lot of folks on that too as well, where I think the big change-ups are always just good, good stuff with that. So between the lines, the Switch brings Microsoft more in line with the rivals of Nintendo and Sony, whose systems do not require an online check for disc or cartridge-based games, according to data pulled by Axios by the operators of Does It Play Online. So it's nice to kind of see that Xbox is kind of, usually we know Xbox has been pretty good because it has a lot of old style games. So I think like they usually like don't mind having games from even the Xbox to be played on the Xbox One, but as well having this available for DMR free, you can just play it whenever, I think is a good change for all these consoles. Like that should be a focus for Sony, for Nintendo, for Microsoft, and I kind of like seeing this too as well. That issue wasn't just relevant to games from the Xbox One generation. Many current Xbox Series games ship with only the Xbox One version of the game on disc, and therefore wouldn't actually run under Microsoft's DRM restrictions. So, as well, there's also apparently a tighter DMR restrictions for downloadable versions of a game, but I think that kind of makes sense if you're downloading from the cloud, it's a digital file. And that's why I always like the idea of like a disc. Like that's why I got a disc PS5 version, because I like having control of my games as well. So basically, everyone's saying thanks Microsoft for something that should have been there from the beginning, but at least on the bright side to it is they did good, they made it coming out, and life's all good and solid. So it's kind of nice to go and see. Now, as well, we also did see some pretty big news when it came to the white Xbox that's been floating around. So the very special white Xbox Series X console has been spotted in Logitech ads. So outside of the special editions, Microsoft console has only been available in black, besides the Halo Infinite console. But it's intriguing because it's been kind of back and forth. Now, I think some official statements are saying, like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that. Like, we're not planning on doing this in the first place. But I think there's actually been some folks that are pushing that, hey, there actually might be a possibility for this, and also might be a very cheap possibility too as well. And some folks were kind of saying up online, even though that like they're saying no, this is not like official or not like a leak or whatever. A lot of folks are saying that, well, if you look at the PS5 with all their like 5 different disc covers, there really isn't that much of a big change to have the Xbox go from white to black or black to white or having a different color Xbox, because all it is really changing the coloring in plastic. And it's a pretty similar console nonetheless. So this has actually been driving up a lot of folks because people want a white Xbox. And I'm in that same boat. I think that looks clean. And I think both look good. Like they both complement the PS5 where it's like a white and black aesthetic. But as you guys can probably tell, I have like a white mouse and I have a black keyboard. So I'm one of those folks that don't mind the white, black aesthetic. My desk is also white, as you guys can see. I don't mind it. I like that style. So like I said, they did have a few statements saying that there's not in production as of right this second, but a lot more folks are thinking like, hey, I would love to buy this. I would love to get this. So leave your thoughts and comments down below. Now, we actually touched on this on a separate video too as well, where they basically had the Fueled by Xbox 2 on top. So, I had like a dumb Washington Post on this one. I'll just use it for the title as a reference. Where they have like the Netflix does keep on getting a lot more push for the Cyberpunk 2077. So I mentioned this before, is that I actually started watching the show. I'm on episode 4 right now, but I'll probably watch some more tonight after I'm done streaming up on Twitch. So if you guys want to hang on Twitch, you guys can. But it's very intriguing because this has been blowing Cyberpunk up again. The show has been relatively well received. I liked it myself. And as well, I also did think the idea of everything was pretty good. Like, I like the idea of the game. I love the idea of the new updates. And a lot of folks are kind of getting that second wind on Cyberpunk. Plus, with DLCs being announced, big updates being announced, everything looks pretty good with it, too, at the end of the day. So, I would say that's awesome. Like, everything so far has been pretty cool. So, I love the fact that we're getting so much more attention on Cyberpunk. I really do think that game deserves a lot more. Now, with some PlayStation 5 game news. Team Ninja has actually been explaining why it only has one difficulty level for their upcoming Wulong. And now this game, especially after how good Ghost of Tsushima was, gets me a little bit excited. So basically they say that basically this actual upcoming game too as well, it only has one difficulty level, so it's not going to be different like Ghost of Tsushima, or even games like Horizon. They want it to be raw, like how they do for Elden Ring and Demon's Soul. And in all honesty, I kind of like that. Like for a lot of these different like harder type Soulsborne games, it makes you have to earn it. And clearly with how good the Elden Ring sales rates were, it's not really a bad thing to have a harder game. So let me know your thoughts on this. But I just like the fact that we have at least a few more games coming out and a few more games are on the watchful eye for, because I like seeing this at the end of the day. Now also it did go and also have this official confirmation on the new Call of Duty, where Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 will finally be separate games, as people have now been confirming. So separate downloads, which will help out because some of these Call of Duty games are getting so big in terms of assets and just dialogues and everything. So this has actually been confirmed on 2 separate games too as well. So you can download them separately. It should still be seamlessly integrated if you have them all downloaded too. So if you have them both downloaded, you can kind of go between them no problem. And it's very easy, at least for that, which I like that system and format. Although I'm going to be kind of curious on how good people are going to like the Call of Duty, because if you guys actually go look at the Steam reviews, because I'm literally downloading Call of Duty right now, funny enough, on the open beta to go stream it up on Twitch. But if you guys actually look at the actual ratings for this so far, it wasn't really that good. Like a lot of folks are actually saying that the ratings themselves, here I'm trying to actually get to the store itself to show you guys. But yeah, even like the initial reviews and all this stuff is that it's actually mixed. And that's usually on Steam, that's bad. It's kind of like if it's not good, it's just default bad. So it's very intriguing to see this one, but hopefully we'll see how good it is on PC. I saw there's a lot of issues though, so hopefully it won't be too bad. And then last but not least, there's been a little bit more of an information talk on the Gotham Knights, where some folks are curious because it won't actually have Batman in it, in a Gotham game with Batman even logo right there. A lot of folks are gonna be kind of curious if this game's gonna flop because it doesn't have Batman, which is not, the staple like Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, etc. Now there is still some pretty popular characters out there, don't get us wrong. But I mean, they have Robin, who's cool, Batgirl, not bad, Nightwing, whatever, and Red Hood. But like at the end of the day, it's still not Batman. So do you guys care about that? Is this gonna stop you guys from playing the game? Let me know. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for a little bit of a late night comfy video. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console controller. Twitter and Twitch stream down below. Amazon signups down below, and all that good stuff as well down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching in the first place.